Hi everybody, welcome back to Brush with Coaching with me, Martin Carter. So the reason I do this Brush with Coaching, these 3-minute sprints 3 times a week, is to help you be at your best more of the time. And then to help you help those around you be at their best. Because if you can do that, that's how families, that's how organisations, that's how communities flourish, and that's what I'm committed to. Now, at the moment, we know it's difficult to thrive. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and some research has just been released that was done by Qualtrics and SAP in March and April, which tells us that across all levels of organisations across the world, it's a global study, 75% of people say they are feeling more socially isolated at the moment. 67% of people are reporting higher stress levels. 57% of people are feeling greater anxiety, and 53% of people say they feel emotionally exhausted. Now, as leaders, as colleagues, as friends, we need to help each other through this. But often when we ask people how they're feeling, they just say fine. Or they'll give you a superficial answer, the one that they think you might want to hear. And with remote communication, telephones, even video calls, it's even harder because some of that subtlety of communication is missing, even on a video call. So how do we support each other through this, and how do we help each other open up a bit more? Well, last week I gave you the 6-word story technique, and the 6-word story is a really good way of just having people just stop and say, this is how life feels for me right now. I want to build on that this week and go a little bit deeper using a technique called the sea. And what I mean by the sea is the big watery thing, the ocean, and this technique helps us describe how we're feeling right now using the metaphor of the sea. It was first introduced to me when I was leading a team, back when I had a real job, by a dear friend and colleague called Anthony Landau, and I've used it ever since, both in my work and with my teams. And what you do is get people to describe how they're feeling right now using the metaphor of a sea journey. So some questions to prompt them. What can you see? Where are they? What kind of vessel are they in? Are they even in a vessel at all? What's the weather like? What's the weather been like? What weather have they been through? What weather can they see coming in the distance, or are they noticing or hoping for in the distance? What's the sea state like? How big are the waves? What's beneath the surface? Where are they headed? Who are they travelling with? Where have they come from? And all of these questions are just ways of unlocking a deeper exploration and giving us a wider language to use to describe how we're feeling. Because we don't need to put it into short, sharp, intellectual terms, we can paint a picture. It's much easier both for us to describe how things are for us right now, but also for other people to understand it, because what we do is trigger emotional response in them when we tell a story. And so it's a really, really effective technique. Now, I know it can sound a bit childish or kindergarten, but you know what? We need to get over ourselves in business in this space, because this stuff is magical in terms of helping teams connect, understand, and support each other. So a few tips if you're going to use it. Let people know you're going to be using it. So give them some time to think about it. Don't just land it on them and say, how's your sea? Second thing is, ask questions by all means of people. Let them tell their story and ask questions, but stay with the metaphor. So if they mention there's a sea monster, don't try and guess who it is, or worse, say, oh, that's John in accounts, isn't it? And then the third thing is, don't try and solve it for them, because this is their sea, this is their story, but ask them what help and support they need. How might you come alongside them? Be prepared to offer. What support and help might you be able to offer or highlight or signal to them? So that's it, the sea. It's a really powerful technique. It can take quite a while if your team really get into it, but the value, believe me, having done this consistently over the last 10 to 12 years, is so powerful in helping you understand each other, grow your relationships, get a greater level of support and engagement, and actually transcend these difficult and challenging times that we're in, and actually improve some of those figures that I quoted up front about how we're feeling right now. So give it a go, let me know how you get on, and check back soon for some more tips. Till then, go well. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.